tell my students that everything is connected, like veins running through the body. That space and time in their lives all fuse together. That their life down here and what's happening up there really isn't that different. That they're at a university of excellence, and they should grasp every opportunity and sing the fight song with pride, because even the moon bleeds burnt orange on a total lunar eclipse. And out there, there's 75% of dark energy and 21% of dark matter. But don't you go thinking that you don't matter, because the universe may be big, but so is your voice. And there may be times when you feel like no one can hear you. You shout, but there's no one around you. And just when you start to feel alone, look up, because Polaris is always visible from Austin, and it's always watching over you. And the same gravity that keeps the planets in orbit keeps our feet on the ground. But don't you ever let it keep your dreams down. And when you're looking for love, there may be some people willing to go to the ends of the earth for you. But wait and find that person willing to go to the ends of the universe for you, because the galaxies were formed 14 billion years ago. And that shows that that person is willing to give you the rest of their life. And remember, primary tides are longitudinal waves, and secondary waves are transverse waves. But this wave, that can make someone's day when walking down the street. And I'll tell that boy in the corner, don't keep your chin up like that. I know that look. But despite your beliefs, the world does not revolve around you or me. Rather, Aristarchus and Copernicus advocated that the world in fact revolves around the sun. And remember that spring tides are high tides and neap tides are low tides, and sometimes we're high and, well, other times we're low. But that does not change this beautiful thing called life. And that's why we gotta live it to its fullest. You all know that the moon is geologically inactive, but inactive is not how you want to be. Instead, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and jump right in. Because even though the word planets comes from the Greek word for wanderers, you do not have to wander through life without a plan. And don't be afraid of change, I'll tell them. For even once, all the continents once formed a single landmass. Break free from your comfort zone. There will be people trying to fill your head with doubt, but don't let their negativity be the light pollution that keeps you from seeing the stars. And remember, I'll tell them, to remember the blessing of the tilt of the Earth's axis, because without that, we wouldn't know the beauty of Earth's seasons. And remember that the ocean is the most common landmass in the whole entire planet. And when you stand right up to it, you can feel the joy of both the sea mist and the sun rays simultaneously kissing your face. And remember that even bad things can have a positive aspect, because carbon dioxide is the most common reason for greenhouse gas emissions, but it is also what gives plants life. And they'll tell you that the sky's the limit, but that doesn't give you room to soar. And they'll tell you that to shoot for the moon, but that's not enough room, I'm sure. I instead tell you to shoot for the stars, because if the sun was an orange in this room, the nearest star would be an orange all the way in Chicago. And that's pretty dang far. See, what's wrong with our world is that we're thinking way too small. We limit ourselves because we fear that failure will flood into our mind and wash away all our confidence, and that all we'll be left with is doubt and discouragement. I'll tell my students about the great impact theory and how a Mars-sized object collided, and that is the reason for the origin of the moon. So you don't be afraid to make a large impact, because you never know if you will create something great. Because right here, what starts here changes the world. But you have the power to change the knowledge of the universe. We all just have to start thinking astronomically.